I am Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. She is the author of the book Purposeful Health, no other than Miss Katie Malumby. Welcome to Book 101, Miss Katie, and can you please introduce more about yourself?
Absolutely, yes. I am a certified health coach and author living in Minneapolis, Minnesota with my husband Howard and our dog Ari. I have over a decade of social work experience directly supporting people on their wellness path. And now I focus more on their lifestyle choices and nutrition choices to kind of aid in their health journey.
Miss Katie Malumbi, thank you so much for sharing your book to the world. What is the core concept of purposeful health?
Yes, Purposeful Health is all about bringing intentionality to your health and wellness. We do that by critically assessing over 150 areas of life and bringing it back to personal assessment. So I have the book divided into three main concepts: mental, physical, and spiritual health. All of it with a focus on intentionality. So, really just getting to the why behind our actions and assessing how our daily current behaviors can improve through some just general lifestyle improvements.
So, how does the book define personalized wellness?
Yes, it defines personalized wellness as really reflecting on what health means to the individual, assessing where they are, where they're currently at with their health and wellness choices, reviewing their life history and kind of what their journey has looked like as far as their health so far, and where they want to be in the future, and then combining all of that to kind of improve your lifestyle choices for the better going forward.
So, Miss Katie, why is it intentionality important in achieving health and wellness?
Yes, that's a great question. Intentionality is when we know the why behind our actions. We are cutting out a lot of the waste. A lot of times we're in a very fast-paced society, so I think people kind of oversimplify their health and wellness a little bit as to it's just all about their diet and exercise, and really everything in our life relates back to our overall health and wellness. So I just want people to take a bigger approach, to a more holistic approach to their health, and see that it's a lot more than just their diet and exercise. Really think about why they're doing certain actions, and if those actions are actually going to help them achieve what they want as the outcome.
What are the primary pillars of purposeful health outlined in the book?
Yes. So really assessing, again, revisiting their history, playing on their strengths, understanding what they really want as far as the outcome that they want, the improvements they want to make, or general changes that they want to see in their life. Getting very clear on that, and then starting to take some guesses as to where they are, and what changes need to be made in order to see those desired outcomes, and then start trial and error, really implementing slowly what they think is their best guess as to making those lifestyle changes. um, and then you can see after a short amount of time whether or not you're um, heading in that direction for your desired outcomes, or if if you're not any closer to your desired outcomes, then you probably want to go back and reflect on what those changes were, and really think about um, what other things could help you get to that goal, kind of reassess, and then start implementing changes if needed. Oftentimes, a food journal, or just tracking what we're eating, how we're sleeping, how much water we're getting, how we're exercising. All of this can really help us see a holistic picture of how we're living day to day and how we're feeling. And by getting a really clear picture on what's going well and what's not, we can see kind of where we're off track and adjust course. And then um, once we have a clear picture, it's easier to make those educated decisions about getting us closer to what we really want for our overall health.
So, Miss Katie, how does the book emphasize the connection between mental and physical health?
That's a great question. So there is a ton of information. I have a lot of experience in mental health case management, so working directly with people with severe and persistent mental illness. So I look at, a personal accountability, your overall, how you're talking to yourself, your limiting beliefs. We examine several areas of mental health and several mindsets or core beliefs that can really help us on our health journey or act against us as far as our overall wellness. But we do touch on, from a cellular level, our cells do function differently when we're telling ourselves things that are negative versus positive. So it's been proven. There's research. Dr. Emoto did a lot on water molecules, and he saw that when he blessed water molecules, they behaved beautifully. There was a symmetry to their shape, and they responded to the blessings or positive affirmations. And then the water molecules behaved exactly the opposite. They went into like a chaotic structure. They looked very there was no symmetry. It was chaos basically when they were imprinted with negativity. So I hate you or negative feedback was given. The water molecules acted completely different. So when we think about how much our body is made of water, it's easy to understand that our bodies actually do respond to our input, our positive or negative thoughts and words. And we're constantly narrating ourselves through life. So just we overlook a lot of times how we're talking to ourselves because we don't have anyone else kind of in our head, but it can be one of the most our biggest advocate or our biggest adversary is really how we're speaking to ourselves. So we start with that, really assessing how people are narrating themselves and their lives, and then we go into a bunch of um, examples of really positive outlooks or mindsets, things that can be really helpful versus unhelpful when it comes to our outlook, our general disposition.
Very well said, Miss Katie. Very well said.
Thank you.
So, in what ways does the book address the role of nutrition in personalized wellness?
Yes, we touch on nutrition a lot. Nutrition is one of the pinnacles of our health. The things we're putting in our body, for better or for worse, are always impacting us. And oftentimes our body's very resilient, so it can let us get away with a lot until all of a sudden we're in trouble. So it does stress the importance of a very nutrient rich diet, and stressing the importance of putting the nutrient content over the flavor as a priority, which a lot of our mainstream society has steered away from. With all of the artificial flavors and colors and dyes, we we tend to prioritize that that flavor right off the bat. And food can still be full of flavor, but it also should be rich in nutrient content as well. It should serve its function, which is to optimize our body's overall health and well-being. So if your food isn't doing that, though it might taste great, you're going to start you know f- seeing those consequences later on down the line. So I stress the importance of prioritizing foods that both taste good but also are packed with the nutrients that are going to do your body right.
Yes, for sure. Delicious.
And nutritious.
And nutrition. It goes together. So, Miss Katie, how does the book help readers to create a realistic and actionable wellness plan?
That's a wonderful question. Yes, it starts by, understanding that there isn't a magic pill for our overall health and wellness. So we just need to be patient and consistent with our actions and really be clear on what we want for ourselves. A lot of times, we live in a society where it's very easy to see success stories on social media and think, I'm going to copy and paste exactly what that person's doing and get the same results. And when we don't see those results, it doesn't take more than, a week and a half of trying something before we want to just throw in the towel if we're not getting what we want out of it. So remembering that our health is, you know, the ultimate goal, and that doesn't happen overnight. And so small changes that happen consistently are going to make a huge impact overall, even if you don't feel the instant gratification that you do with a lot of, the ways our society wants right now, which is very quick and, instant results. So your health is the long game, and that means it takes a lot of consistent efforts for you to get what you really want, and that's okay. So just having the outlook of being patient and giving yourself grace when you fall off track, that's part of being human, and just remaining clear on what you really want for your health today and tomorrow.
What are some practical examples of a daily habits that support purposeful health?
That's a wonderful question. Um, you know, Intentionality, I would say, eh, we just entered a new year. It would be a great time to think, what do you want for yourself throughout 2025? A lot of people turn to losing weight. And while that's a great goal, I think what's more practical in that is, why do you want to lose weight first would be a great question. Do you want to be able to better take care of your kids, have more energy to play with them? Do you want to fit into jeans that you wore 3 years ago? Do you want to run a marathon? What's the reason why you want to lose weight first? Because when you're clear on that reason, that's a motivation and something to go back to when we're struggling to meet our goals. And then instead of just thinking about a big general goal like weight loss, thinking of some really small, tangible steps that can help us in that direction. That might mean cutting out pop. That might mean increasing our water consumption. That might mean getting more quality sleep. And so, um, it's really easy when we think about something like, I'm just going to lose weight. And then you start going on that path, and then things don't work out exactly how you intend them to work out, and then you kind of just throw in the towel altogether. But when you think about the small, more tangible steps of, I'm going to just increase my water intake, I'm going to have better quality sleep, those are a lot more actionable steps to take. Water consumption is very easy to monitor. It's very easy to say, I'm not going to drink pop like I have been in the past, or I'm going to give myself an extra, 20 minutes of sleep each night. So rather than thinking of the big desired outcome, think of more the small tangible steps that are a lot more consistently realistic to hit every day. And they start to add up really quick, and that gives you more confidence to carry into accomplishing more of those health and wellness goals.
Very well said, Miss Katie. Very well said.
Thank you.
What advice does Purposeful Health offer for overcoming setbacks and staying on track with wellness goals?
That's a great question. We touch a lot on resilience and giving yourself grace. We talk a lot about using your past successes and failures as a learning point, not in any way to shame ourselves, but I think a lot of times, we all get stuck in ruts. We all experience failures in some way. And so, not letting those define our lives or be the story that we continue to have as our narrative is really important. And anytime you're feeling really like stuck in that cycle of just feeling like you're failing or you're not where you want to be, or you feeling like your goals are impossible to reach, just using your history of accomplishments and your past successes can really help you build that confidence and remind yourself that you are very capable of accomplishing what you want for yourself. Sometimes I do like a kind of a like a pep talk, a personal pep talk, but I write out a list of some of my accomplishments when I'm feeling um, defeated or stuck in some way. And just reminding myself that I have accomplished a lot already can really help boost me to carry on and kind of pick myself back up when I'm feeling down.
Yes, carry on, people. So, what will be your short-term and long-term goals in purposeful health as well as your writing?
Yes, that's a wonderful question. So I plan to take Purposeful Health and implement it into more courses and like structured work for people to be able to kind of work with me and take the outline of the book and apply it directly into their health step by steps. And that'll be, both informative videos and more supporting documents and then journal prompts. It'll be very interactive work for clients to really kind of implement everything that they're taking in from the book. And then, as far as my writing goals, I do want to expand on Purposeful Health into three main additional books. That would be Purposeful Mind, Purposeful Body, and Purposeful Soul. So that would be just expanded, more in depth books that focus just on those areas.
Good luck to your goals, Miss Katie, and looking
Thank
forward
you.
for more books like this, empowering books. So, in
Thank you.
what ways does the book encourage a holistic approach to health, considering emotional, spiritual, and environmental factors?
Yes, this book does very much touch on all of that. It's really designed from my experience as a social worker and then now as a certified health coach, connecting with a lot of people that have been very defeated or felt very stuck in progressing in their health and wellness journey, and really tackling what's going on in the mind and what's telling you, making you feel like you can't be successful for what you want for yourself, and breaking up the huge daunting goals that we often set for ourselves and breaking them into very small achievable steps that can start to build that success and carry into achieving more that you want.
So, Miss Katie, what is the most inspiring takeaway or message from Purposeful Health?
Yes, I think that that is health is in your hands. You have the power to become the expert and really the curator of your own health, and whatever you want to achieve in that ballpark or any area of life, you are more than capable. Really, it's believing in your ability to achieve it that is going to be the make or break in that story for yourself. So I hope that you're telling yourself all of those things that you believe that you can achieve. I hope you're affirming that for yourself, and you will start seeing those results.
Believe within yourself, people. That's the number one criteria. So, to sum up our discussion, Miss Katie, how can readers apply the lessons from Purposeful Health to create a long lasting impact on their overall well being?
Yes, I would say first look at those three areas of your life and start thinking critically about where you are now, what your past looks like, and then seeing what you want for yourself in the future. If you can really take some time to reflect and assess what's been going on and what you're not happy with, you can clearly kind of connect the dots for what you want in the future and what needs to change or what needs to be kind of shifted in order to align with what you want in the future. So it's very achievable. It just, we're not going to snap our fingers or get lucky and stumble on to our best case scenario. So it really takes a lot of intentionality and clear outlines, clear action steps that align you to your goals.
Miss Katie Malumbi, again, thank you so much for sharing your empowering book and looking forward for more empowering books like this. So can you please invite our listeners to support Purposeful Health?
Yes, Purposeful Health is, you can find me online at purposefulhealth.com. Purposefulpathhealth.com. I apologize. And then my Instagram is purposefulkatie or purposefulpath_health.com. You can find me on Amazon at Purposeful Health, an intentional guide to personalized wellness.
Yes, people, let's support Miss Katie Malumbi because if you support her, as I said, more empowering books coming like this. So, Miss Katie, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me, Daniel. It's been a pleasure.
Marticon people, see you soon.